Hi, gentle people. Look what I have here. I have my cards laid out. And I'm laying it out on purpose because I want to tell you about the different paintings. This one here, we're going to concentrate on this one here. This painting right here is called Room for Improvement. Room for Improvement. When I was in the Navy, and we would get inspected for cleaning or our uniform or whatever we would get, the highest mark was never excellent or outstanding or nothing. No. Why? Because there was always room for improvement. And that's what this painting represents, room for improvement. And this deck right here, right? So the entire deck is called Ijomosoro. The entire deck is called Ijomosoro. But it consists of 5 different decks that work together to give you a whole and complete scenario, story of what is happening in your life. And this card right here talks about things that we could improve on, things that are going wrong in your life and that we could improve or avoid. Now, if we were talking cowrie shells, if we were talking divining with cowrie shells, then this card would represent what in the diaspora is known as Osogbo. Osogbo is an actual place in Nigeria somewhere. I've never been there, but we hear the stories because the Yoruba tradition is all oral tradition. And just because we're far removed does not mean that we don't hear those stories. Anyway, the reason why we associate Osogbo with things that go wrong is because there was an Orisha. Her name was Oshun, and she lived in Osogbo. And I'm actually dressed in her colors right now, yellow. We associate her with yellow because in reality, when she was alive, she wore white all the time. That was her true color, white. But she was so poor, she didn't have many clothes to switch out of. So she would be constantly at the river trying to wash her clothes. And they were so old that they turned dingy yellow. And now we wear yellow to represent her, to remember her, to honor her. And anyway, she was a funny little girl. She was a funny woman because when things didn't go her way, you would feel it. You would feel it. And especially if men were doing things that weren't right, they would feel it. And they started associating Oshun with Osogbo because she was from there. And so now anything that goes wrong, we call it Osogbo. Now, I'm going to equate that to, in my modern day life, every time I would go to Brooklyn, because I'm originally from the Bronx. And every time I would go to Brooklyn, I would have a flat tire. I would run out of gas. I'd get stopped by the police. The police would stop me for some reason every time I went to Brooklyn. And likewise, I know people in Brooklyn who say that about the Bronx. Oh, you can't go to the Bronx. So you associate things that go wrong with a certain place. And that's what happened with Oshun and Osogbo. And so now, anytime something goes wrong, we associate it with Osogbo. Not necessarily Oshun, although piss her off. Just piss her off. Anyway, this is the card, the painting, Room for Improvement, and it represents all of the things that may be going wrong. Not all of them. There are plenty of other things. And here, there's only so many cards. How many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 things that could possibly go wrong. These are the main things that could go wrong in your life. And so let's pick one today and see what we could talk about today regarding things that could go wrong in your life. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use today's date as the basis for what might be going on in your life, and we're going to see what card pops out that we could avoid today. Let's see. Today is August 5th. Today is August 5th. There it is. It fell out. Did you see that? Right here. Oh my. Cursed. That's the card that we should avoid today at all cost. Cursed. Now, let's talk about cursed. Do you feel cursed? Do you feel like things are going wrong for you? Do you... The thing I always like to say when this card pops out is you might be manifesting that, meaning you're cursing things and therefore things seem to be cursed for you, right? So be careful with the things that come out of your mouth. It's not necessarily that you're cursed, but that you are making it so because you keep cursing people. Now, every once in a while, it's okay to like put people in their spot because you could only take so much. But don't make a habit of it. And cursed does not necessarily mean that someone put a curse on you. It could just mean that you are speaking it into existence, right? You are speaking that into existence. Be careful with the cursing today. And that is my painting room for improvement. I hope this was helpful. Please walk in joy. Know that this place is sacred, divine, and special just because you're here. And I'm so happy and honored that you spend time here with me. Ashe.
Ijomosoro. Questions I ask myself aloud. Ijomosoro. The spirit's unexpected response. Ijomosoro. The ancestors have smiled upon me. Ijomosoro.